Well, let's speak to the virologist, Dr. Mohammed Munir, lecturer in molecular virology at Lancaster University. Is this going to make a big difference? Is it a big breakthrough?
I think this is certainly a very good news for particularly people who cannot be vaccinated for one or other reason. And it is always the case in a given population, a certain proportion of the people cannot be vaccinated. So this is certainly a great news for those. And particularly because we have had a few of other treatments, for example, monoclonal antibodies, those were effective against SARS-2, but those required intravenous injection, which means people have to go to hospital to get that treatment. And this pill can be given at home. Certainly, it is really a good contribution into the fight against COVID-19.
Is it likely that it will be rolled out further?
Well, certainly the plan of the company, Merck, would definitely be to expand it further. But I think there are certain factors that are not really disadvantage for this pill. One is really the cost compared to, for example, dexamethasone that was trialed here in the UK and been proposed to the rest of the world. That was really cheap. But compared to the dexamethasone, the pills are really expensive, primarily because the raw material required to make those pills are not really that readily available and available only in the developed countries. So there are challenges, but overall, this is certainly a good addition into fight against COVID-19.
Presumably, though, the costs and the technology could change, and therefore this could be rolled out to bigger chunks of the population if needed.
Yes, absolutely. I think any drug that could be effective, particularly after somebody got infected, because at that point it's only the treatment that would be efficacious, certainly required to be rolled out globally. And I'm certain that there would be some advancement in terms of technology transfer so that it reach to the pharmaceuticals that can really liaise with Merck and start producing other. But one thing I would like to really highlight is that although it's really great addition into our armory, this is not the substitute for the vaccine, because vaccine protect you from getting the infection, and that is always a best strategy to prevent somebody getting the infection, not to treat after somebody has got the infection. So booster jabs or jabs for the children and teenagers is always important, and probably more important than having treatment thereafter.
If you look at the overall levels of treatment now, how much have they reduced the risk of very serious illness in the round?
Yeah, so most of the treatment that we have certainly are effective. For example, specifically talking about this pill, that it has 50% effectiveness, particularly into the patient that have mild to moderate disease, not really effective against somebody who got already severity of the disease. So it's already it's already important to consider that this treatment need to be started and within 5 days of getting any of the clinical sign, or at least as soon as the COVID-19 test is detected positive. So certainly these treatments are absolutely important to make any difference into saving lives or getting into the hospital.
On another development on COVID, it's being reported that there is potentially genetic reason that's being looked at now for why South Asians are more vulnerable to COVID.
Yes, absolutely. As you know, that since the start of this pandemic, we do know that the South Asian community has been disproportionately affected. I mean, from 1.5 to 4% highly likely that they would die with the COVID-19. So I think there are multiple factors from socioeconomics to the way we live and exposure to the work and the facilities overall. But I think this genetic factor is one of those factors that could contribute into the higher vulnerability. And that is highly expressed. It's around 60% of the Southeast Asian population that have this specific gene that are making them doubly affected compared to the European population that has only 15% of this gene. So this is certainly one of those factors that are making Southeast Asian population a lot more vulnerable to COVID-19.
Okay, Dr. Mohammed Munir, thank you very much indeed. Thank you.
Thanks.